Good day, my name is Louisa and today I want us to talk about or to look at auditory memory. Now, if your child has difficulty to follow instructions, especially if it's a long instruction, or they can only remember part of a long instruction, or they have difficulty to remember the words of songs or rhymes, or they struggle to remember the sequence of instructions, then your child may have problems with auditory memory. Now, auditory memory is the ability to remember what is heard and to be able to recall it later. Also to understand what is heard and to follow directions and instructions in a certain sequence that it is heard. Now, when auditory memory is not developed sufficiently, it will definitely affect learning as well as language skills. So what can you do at home? So you can allow extra time for your child to respond to the instructions that you give. Secondly, is you can make use of short, simple instructions. So, for instance, if you would say, after you finish your dinner, take your plate and put it in the sink, and after that, go wash your hands. You can rather say, and this is by breaking a long instruction up into short parts, you can rather say, finish your dinner, then you pause, place your plate in the sink, then you pause again, and go wash your hands. So specifically in the order that you want it to be done. Thirdly, you can make sure that your child is listening to you when you give an instruction by calling your child and ask your child to look at you when you give the instruction. You can also make use of pictures or gestures that will help your child, or give them written lists to help them remember. But remember, as soon as they progress, you need to take the lists away because they can't take lists with them everywhere. Now, there are 3 things that's very important, and if you get that right, it will help your child also. And the one is better organization. Now, if your child's organizational skills is developed, they will much easier recall what to remember. The second one is rehearsal, and that is by repeating what they have heard, the words or the instructions. They can start to do it under their breath, in other words, whisper, so that they can hear themselves over and over, and later on they can just do it in their minds, specifically at school where they don't want their friends to hear what they are doing. Then the third one is visualization. Now, many children have very strong visual memories, and it is actually an excellent strategy to help them. Now, there's an activity also that you can do at home that's very nice, and the children loves it, is when you can take your phone and you can go record sounds in and around your house. It's very nice on a farm because there are other sounds. So you can record the birds chirping, you can record your blow dryer, you can record water running into a kettle or a pot. You can record the dog barking. And then what you do is you replay it to your child and let your child try to identify the sounds as they heard it in sequence. So this is a very nice activity, and the goal of this activity is to give multiple instructions at once, and they have to try to remember. What you also can do is to have your child learn a new song or rhyme, and then they can sing it back to you or repeat it to you. You can list items for your child and let your child try to remember them in sequence. It can be words, it can be numbers. You can give your child instructions to go give to other members of the family. For instance, go tell your brother to go to the living room and pick up his dirty green socks, something like that, and then you see if they can remember the sequence of the instruction. You can remember to always start small with the instructions. Start with 2 things, and as they progress, you can increase the number of instructions. You can also ask them maybe to remember 3 items that you must go by when you go to shop, and ask them to remember that also in sequence for you. So really, I hope you and your child remember, enjoy the activities that I've given you, as well as the activities that you will receive during this boot camp. Goodbye.